Alright, hi everybody. My name is Matt from Move Tones, and I'm going to talk a little bit about the MIDI capabilities of the Gravitone right here. I have a button map down here on the right to kind of keep a reference. So, got some new features coming out on the Gravitone Arduino library, and it allows outputting of USB MIDI. And I'm just kind of learning Touch Designer myself, so I've been told you must configure your device in the MIDI device mapper. Under the devices, create a user-defined one, and this has a really useful log, and you can see the MIDI messages that come out, and then from there you take this message value and you paste it into your sliders. Right now I'm only using sliders just because the continuous movement seems to make sense. So you map your sliders, and then you choose the input device as Teensy MIDI audio, and then you have a mapping, and once you have the mapping, then they show up in a rescaled 0 to 1 range in the MIDI input chop, which I've called GT here. And there's multiple, I've implemented pages too. So if you change pages using these two buttons here, then you can change the second set of, so they're all based on the roll of the device right now, which is why when it's sitting flat on the table they all go pretty close to 0.5. I think my desk is a little crooked. So that being said, we have now about 18 parameters we can play with. So what I've done here is I'm taking the overhead camera that you see as a video input. I've got just a Gaussian blur on it, and I've got some noise, and that gets, I think this gets multiplied. I realize you can't see that. Okay, so that gets topped. It just gets, so we could multiply it. You know, there's so many options. I really don't know what I'm doing in Touch Designer, but let's call it multiply. Yeah, that looks kind of cool. All right, so then we have an output, and if we look at this output, it's kind of crazy. Wow. So we can change a few different aspects of the noise. I've got them written down over here. So let me change this back to a top. Okay. So now you can actually tell what's going on. I'll kind of get this mapping. Oh, no, I won't. All right, so there's our mapping. I'll move myself kind of out of the way too. Alright, so the first one is video blur, so it's button 4. So if I turn the Gravitone to the right on the roll axis, that increases the blur as I'm pressing the button, and if I turn it left, that sharpens it back up. It's kind of hard to tell with all the noise that's actually added on there. Oh, I'm on the wrong page. There we go. So now, if I go all the way to the left, it clears it up. And then as I roll to the right, you can see that it gets much blurrier. Alright, so that's the fourth, button number 4. So it says the next button is mapped to noise scale. Alright, so as we turn it to the left, we get the scale to change. Then we got the period of the noise, so we can kind of zoom in, maybe somewhere there. Then we've got the noise exponent is button 7. Button 8 is the harmonic spread, which, man, that's kind of hard to watch. All right, 9, the harmonics. Okay, now that's a little better. I'm going for clouds here. Some real Bob Ross clouds. 10. What is 10? The amplitude. Alright, so if we can go all the way to the left, we basically turn it off, but we can get some real sharp. Yeah, I kind of like that. And then, let's see, what is 11? The texture rotation. Oh yeah, we can just kind of give it a little, you know. And then finally the offset. So we can really just dim it back down. Whoa. We can hold down a lot of these too at once. That's dangerous. But yeah, so this has been a little bit of a demo on what the Gravitone can do with MIDI mapped capabilities when run through Touch Designer. I'm going to try and get better at Touch Designer here so I can make some more interesting videos and post them. But yeah, thanks for watching.